Good day everyone, my name is Lochai, metric number BB19047. I'm from Group 6. Our topic is Topic 6, Concept of Strategy Evolution. For this topic, learning objective is discuss the strategy evolution process, practical and method use, discuss the three activities that comprise the strategy evolutions, identify and discuss the three 21st century challenge in strategy management, and identify and describe the 17 guidelines for the effective strategy management. As we know, the strategy evolution is the strategy management process. Before the strategy evolution, we have the strategy formulation and the strategy implementation. There are three fundamental strategy evolution activities. First is revealing the external and internal factors that are the base of current strategy. Second is measuring the performance. And third is taking the correction activity. Based on strategy evolution assessment metric, we can know how the fundamental strategy evolution activity functions. So in the table, we can know about the first step is knowing the internal strategy and external strategy. The second one is measuring the performing. So how is this the external and internal strategy changing? So how they affect the toward achieve that objective. The last one is based on the table, we can know about is this the result to taking the corrective actions or continue to use the strategy course. Next is strategy evolution basics requirement. The basics requirement it will help the strategy evolution to more effective. So the first one is activity must be economical, and second is not provide too much information but the information required at the right time. The third is should be done with average control and avoid too many controls. The fourth is activity should specifically relate to a firm objective. The fifth is should be designed to provide a true picture for what is happening. And the last one is not dominate the strategy decisions but is foster to understanding and common sense. Next is strategy evolution practical. The first one is consultants. The consultant is referred to the need of the strategy to examine the sets of trends as well as the individual trend in evaluating strategy. The next is consistency. The consistency is a strategy should not present inconsistent goals and policy. Next is advantage. The advantage is a strategy must provide for the corrections or maintenance of a competitive advantage in selected area of activity. So the competitive advantage normally are the result of superiority in one three areas which are the resources, skill and positions. And the last is flexibility. A strategy must neither overtake available result nor the create unsolvable sub-problems.
Good day to everyone. My name is Daniswaran Vijayan, PB19102. So I'll be continuing to the next objective of chapter 6, objective 2, which is three activities that comprise strategy evaluation. Strategy evaluation is the final step of strategy management process. The key strategy evaluation activities are: examine the underlying basis of a firm strategy, compare expected result with the actual results, take corrective action to ensure that the performance confirm the plan. Evaluation makes sure that the organizational strategy as well as its implementation meets the organizational objective. For the second activity, compare expected result with actual result. It also includes investigating deviations from plans, evaluating individual performance, and examining progress towards the meeting stated objective. And for the last activity, which is take corrective action to ensure that the performance conforms to plan, It's also make changes to competitively reposting a film from the future. Strategy evaluation activities should be performed on a continuous basis. So the next is a strategy evaluation framework. So for the activity one, reviewing underlying basis of a strategy. First is prepare revising internal factor evaluation, which is IFE metrics. Then compare revising to exiting external factor evaluation, which is IFE matrix 2. Then prepare revising external factor evaluation, which is EFE matrix, and compare the EFE matrix. So for the next activity, activity 2, measure organizational performance. We should compare plan to actual progress towards meeting stated objective. And the last activity is take corrective action from the comparison. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Salam sejahtera and good day for everyone. My name is Pang Tai, entry number PB19042, and I continue to present about the identify and discuss the three 21st century challenges in the strategy management. The first one is the art or the science issue, and the second is the visible or the hidden issue, and the last is the top down and bottom up. Art of the science issue. The first one is the strategy decision making based on the holistic thinking, and the second is the implemented the municipal philosophy strategy planning as the urgent process. According to the theory of a municipal, a good strategy should have the multiple choice and have a corresponding to improve the ability to respond, the process and the result of the strategy planning that can relate to the nature and innovation of the organization that can be made the enterprise or the organization to complete and chamber with the environment. And the third is the strategy scientists reject the strategy that urgent from the emotion, hunch, creativity, and politics. From the stage of the strategy innovation, the strategy scientists will lead how to scientific and objective judgment to achieve the strategy implemented process to improve the determine of the future development goal for enterprise or the organizations, while the art they will refer to how they use the art of the management to do the decision making to implement the strategy. So they will cut out the innovation before deciding. The second challenge is the visible or the hidden issue. The first one is the internal stakeholder involvement in the process. They refer to the internal stakeholder effect of not involve themselves in the process on the strategy process and how the internal of the top level executive will influence the process and the result of the decisions. The second is the supporting of the internal stakeholder. The supporting of the internal stakeholder will refer to how the stakeholder will be supporting and implemented the strategy process. And the third one is the democracy. The democracy will refer to the style of the management, which is the manager will be collecting the idea, suggestion from their employee before they are do the decision making. The idea from the employee are encouraged but are not necessary. And the communication they use is the top down and the bottom up. So we know that the communication is very important to make sure the internal stakeholders are understanding clearly about the strategy and the information about the goals when they set up. In this slide, we will continue about the top-down and bottom-up approach. What is the top-down and bottom-up approach? For the top-down approach, the top-level executive will be informed the information to the lower and the middle level executive, and the top-level executive they are the key of strategy decision making. While for the bottom-up approach, the lower and the middle level employee they are implemented the strategy and given the support and the commitment.
Hello everyone, my name is Shantek Subramaniam, PC19042. Now I would like to present about 17 guidelines for effective strategy management. In a company, change and outcomes come from execution, not formulation. Albeit excellent formulation is vital for success implementation. Continuous strategy review is also necessary since the world changes so quickly that existing tactics may need to be modified often. Strategy management must not become a bureaucratic self-fulfilling process. Rather, it should be a self-reflective learning process that familiarizes managers and staff with significant strategic concerns and viable solutions. Strategy management should not become rote, still, or overly formal, predictable, and inflexible. The medium for discussing strategic concerns and organizational actions should be words backed by numbers rather than numbers supported by words. Open-minded is a fundamental criterion for efficient strategy management. All organization members must share a spirit of inquiry and learning in order to examine fresh information, new opinions, new ideas, and new possibilities. Chief executive officers, presidents, small owners, and leaders of government agency must commit to listening to and understanding managers' perspective well enough to be able to repeat those positions to the satisfaction of the managers. Furthermore, managers and employees throughout the company should be able to accurately communicate the strategist's viewpoint to the strategist's satisfaction. This level of discipline will aid comprehension and learning. There are no resources that are limitless in any corporation. To raise money, no company can take on an endless amount of debt or issue an unlimited number of shares. As a result, no company can explore all of the tactics that may potentially benefit it. As a result, a strategy decision must be taken on a regular basis to exclude some options and allocate organizational resources. Among other things, most businesses can only afford to pursue a few corporate level initiatives at a time. Thank you. That's all from me.